Fellas, I need y'all to stop doing these things. No, you may think that you smelling fresh, but trust me, if you're doing any of these things, then you're actually messing up the sink game. So, let's go ahead and fix that right now. Let's get it. Now, I appreciate y'all for tapping in for another legendary video, because you know we got to make sure we do all of the stuff, and we have to do the housekeeping, and that is like, sharing, and subscribing to the content, because we got to continue to grow the Kool Rich family, people. You know we got to do it. Nevertheless, mistake number one. This is one that grinds my gears. Y'all get on my nerves, because mistake number one is one of the most consistent things I see y'all do, is rubbing your wrist. Why are y'all rubbing y'all wrist like y'all about to start a fire? What is wrong with y'all? Oh! This is like one of the biggest mistakes that you can make when it comes to fragrances, because when you do this, you're breaking down the top notes. Okay, you're breaking down the top notes and making your fragrance fade faster unnecessarily. Now, here's the thing. This is what you do. Because I know y'all probably think, then what do? This is what you do. Instead, just spray it on the wrist and let it dry naturally. All right, so you see, you just spray it on the wrist. All right, dang, trust me. Any scent that you have will definitely last a lot longer. Trust me on that. Don't sit up there and rub your wrist. I will. Now, mistake number two. All right, because y'all overspraying your cologne is one of the quickest ways to get escorted out of any establishment. Matter of fact, it's one of the quickest ways for you to get blocked. I'm gonna block you. Don't overspray your cologne, man. Look, I get it. I understand. You trying to smell good and you want everybody to understand and notice that you smell good, but bruh, nobody wants to be suffocated by your fragrance and cologne, bruh. More is not always better. More is not always better. I'm sorry. 4 to 6 sprays, wrist, neck. You can hit the back of the neck. You can hit the chest. That'll do you good right there. If you want to go in the elbow, maybe. Like, that's, you kind of push. Like, some people might want to just hit their beard real quick one time because it's still right next to the neck. No, I get it, because it's also hair and it'll keep that. I understand. But when you sitting up there doing the Ari Fletcher, and I get it, she even says she don't even do that much.
You don't ever need this much, but everywhere I go, you like, it smells so good. Oh, about 16 sprays. Well, you really only needed like 3. Okay.
She don't be trying to do that, but you sitting up. I think somebody should take a match in their store at y'all for that. So I swear, because bro, why y'all out here doing all that? It's just unnecessary. Y'all do not need to do all of that. Is so unnecessary, man. I'm telling you, 46 sprays is the max all you need. And if it's a beast mode fragrance, I'm telling you right now, you need even less. Because some of y'all be having them beast mode fragrances and y'all go beast mode on the sprays. Y'all don't need to do that. Let it be less than what it is you would do for a lighter fragrance. All right, it don't need to be all that. Wrist, neck, chest, sometimes, if that's what you want to go with, because that's what they're going to. You got your hands, and then after that, they end up coming in for a hug. They're going to end up coming through. They're going to get that whiff, and then they hit your neck, and that's all we're going to. Like, I could even understand if you hit the ears. I can get that, the back of the ear. Do not sit up there and go 10 to 15 sprays. Throw a match on them.
Oh, somebody! Oh, he needs some milk.
Right, now we're on to mistake number 3. Mistake number 3 would be Spraying the fragrance directly on your clothes. Now, this isn't too big of a deal, but it's still a big deal. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thought. The thought is that your fragrance will last longer because you're spraying it on your clothes. I get it. I understand. I empathize with you. Trust me, I do. Because sometimes, even after you've taken off a shirt, taken off a hoodie, taken off a piece of clothing, art, whatever the case may be, and then you end up picking it up the next day, they end up throwing it in the hamper. It smells good. And you like, dang, that mug smells real good. Or when your girl ends up taking like your hoodie or a t-shirt or something like that, she wears it and she smells your fragrance, and she's like, oh my gosh, it makes me think about you. All that stuff like that. I understand. But here's the thing too. You're also messing up the fragrance's chance to develop, because the fragrance has top note, middle note, and base notes. So you don't give it that chance to develop into those stages. What you're doing is making it go from this to this. So it's going to just flatline and then, just be a mixture automatic. Then on top of that, you're not knowing if that fragrance will actually leave a residue on your clothing. Like this shirt right here is a navy, well, it's a green. It's a forest green. I say navy. This is a forest green shirt. Forest green shirt, navy shirt, black shirt, anything like that. That's something that could potentially leave a residue. And that is something that you don't want. Imagine if you end up spraying a new Dior Sauvage that looks like some mischievous stuff from the results of your fragrance and stuff like that. If you're picking up what I'm putting down. But it looks something like that, and I don't want to spray on something onto a solid shirt that looks like that. I don't want to spray anything on me that looks like something that's going to leave that type of residue. So because of that, I'm telling you that you don't want to do that. You want to give your fragrance the chance to be able to develop naturally. And then also on top of the fact that when you do put it on those pulse points, the heat helps project your fragrance as well. So that's how you end up with that extra sillage and everything. Your wrist and your arms and your chest and stuff like that, there's heat pressure points there. And because that's where you spray your fragrances, is going to help project it. And you miss that when you end up putting it on your clothes. So stop doing that. Now, mistake number 4. Mistake number 4 is using the wrong cologne for the occasion, because I used to do it. I'm guilty as charged. And y'all have definitely been around someone that's wearing some winter fragrances in 90-degree weather. I know that you have, or you've been guilty. Either one, you've experienced it. Nevertheless, bro, it's a one-way ticket to getting a headache. Now, I got the Excedrin for you, but I'm just telling you, you're going to get a headache like that. Okay? And now, you what you want to do, because this was my problem. I used to work in corporate America, used to work in the bank, and when I did, I used to wear my fragrance, and sometimes I didn't understand the time periods that you should be wearing. So, if you got something that's like a light, fresher cologne and stuff like that, especially something that's for like warm weather, that's more based around the office. That's something that's a little bit more mass appealing, a little bit more lighter. It's not heavy. It doesn't have that much depth. Even though it could have some depth, it's still more appealing and doesn't come off as offensive. And then you got some that's for the warm, like for the cold weather, that's a little bit more rich. It's going to have a little bit more amber, a little bit more woods, a little bit more spicy. So you got to learn the difference, man. You got to learn the difference between the time periods and when and where to wear that fragrance. That is one of the most optimal things that you can learn when it comes to fragrances. All right, so we on to the last mistake, man. Y'all have done good with this session. Y'all have been studious. Y'all have been attentive. Y'all have been active listeners. And I appreciate that, because some of y'all are just ignorant. Some of y'all have definitely done a lot of this stuff. I feel like y'all need to be reprimanded. You need a whoop.
Oh!
At the same time, I'm proud of you for correcting your actions. You understand how to do some self-assessments. Nevertheless, what is mistake number 5? Mistake number 5 is storing your cologne the wrong way. Yeah, a lot of y'all do this. Now, how do y'all do it? Well, one of the main culprits is that if you keeping your fragrance in the bathroom, where there's a fluctuation of temperature, and then you also have the humidity because you are taking a shower or you're running the water for the bath or washing your face. All that humidity that ends up building up is going to end up diluting your fragrance, and that's not what you want. You don't want the fragrance to be diluted based upon you just want to make sure that you take a shower. And you don't want your fragrance to not be as effective just months after you get it because you let it sit in the bathroom for so long, and then you letting the elements from you taking those showers, building up the steam and everything like that, the continuous fluctuations of it going from 90 or 100 or 115 degrees back down to 60 and 50 or 40 or 70 or whatever the case may be. Those continuous fluctuations mess up the note breakdown. So make sure you keep it in a cool, dark area, something like a closet, or in somewhere that's going to have a cool, consistent climate. And I would say best keep it in its original box too. That way it can last for years. I know fragrances that have lasted 20 years because they were stored well. So as long as you store yours correctly, you'll be good. All right, so if you're making any of these mistakes, now you know how to fix them. So, hey man, start by applying your colognes correctly. All right, start from there. And then I guarantee you'll get more compliments. You'll get more longevity. And you also get more confidence. I mean, you know, it helps. It definitely helps. One of the best compliments you can get is how you smell. So, if this helped, and I'm talking about if this helped at all with being able to, give you some knowledge on the proper ways of going about fragrances, go ahead and leave me a like, a share, and a subscribe button, please, because I appreciate it. I appreciate any time that y'all definitely stay in for the longevity. So, this is definitely worth some good time with y'all, and I feel like if y'all could at least subscribe, we'll have a lot more good times. So, I appreciate y'all. Stay cool, stay fresh, and keep your cologne game strong, people. It's your man's Kool Rich, and I'm out. Peace.